Hey, Battle Bill here with another video, and today we're going to get into some more Ultra League Go Battle League battles. So, I accomplished something over the past 24 hours of Go Battle League battles, and I got my rating all the way up to a whopping 2,718, which was good enough for literally 50th worldwide on the Go Battle League leaderboards, which put me on the first page. And I have not done a set since then. I'm going to throw that little screenshot up down there about me hitting top 50 in the world for Go Battle League, and I figured there's no place better for me to do my next set than for me to do them live right here with you guys, so you guys can see the most stressful set I have done in Go Battle League to date. So we're just gonna jump right into it now. Let's not forget the screen recording, put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and let's get into these battles. I'm running the same team as the last video. I promise I will change it up. I have not hatched a Galarian Zigzagoon, and I have not hatched a good enough Galarian Meowth to run either of those in Ultra League. I definitely want to find some other mons, like I keep on stressing, but this team has been working for me, and I'm going to just keep running with it. And I figure, even though the last one was commentary, I figure I'd give you a nice little live set. It's been a little while, and these, again, most stressful battles that I have done in Go Battle League to date. And our first matchup, we got a good lead here. We got Giratina on Swampert, and that's a positive lead, especially running Dragon Breath. So I'm either expecting the swap, but some Swamperts will stay in, because what they can do in this situation is they can get to 2 Earthquakes even without baiting if they just completely commit. Now, as long as I shield one of those Earthquakes, I'm going to still win out this matchup, but they can get me pretty low, and if they don't have the best Giratina counter in the back, it's probably their safest bet. So it feels like they're just going to go straight for the Earthquake here. So I'm going to throw up a shield. It's not a... most of the time it's been the Earthquake. People don't typically bait in that situation, but they swapped, and they've brought in their own Togekiss, which is fine. I have a Cresselia, which will counter this enough. It's not going to hard counter it, but Cresselia is super tanky. It can tank these charms without too much issue. So far, this match is off to a relatively good start. I would love a debuff there, just to, put a little icing on the cake. Didn't get a debuff. I unfortunately have wasted a shield, and I'd rather not be down 2 shields than no shields. Nothing that Togekiss is really going to throw at my Cresselia is going to do too much damage. Aerial Ace, even though I get stabbed from Togekiss, really ain't the best move. So I have no problem not shielding that. What I am slightly concerned about is being charmed down, though. So I'm going to go for another Moonblast here. They're probably going to shield this, because they could probably still get switch advantage, even though Cresselia does counter. Not counter, but like typically wins. Alright, good thing is I got the debuff there. Like, I have a Swampert in the back to match up. Darn. Alright. I'm going to commit this shield. Even though, technically, as long as they commit a shield, they'll still win out switch advantage. I'm all the way at a Moonblast, so I'd rather do this. And then I might not, because I'm going to get charmed down. So I might just swap in Swampert if they decide. Oh, they didn't shield. Okay, that's fine with me. I'll keep switch advantage. I prefer my Swampert matched up. I mean, my Giratina match up their Swampert. This is fine. They're going to throw a Hydro Cannon here. They did overfarm 100%, and I'm confident they built to an Earthquake before, so based on that, they're probably maybe like right in between a Hydro Cannon and an Earthquake energy-wise. So I'm just going to bring in Giratina here. I'm going to overfarm a bit. I'm going to throw this Dragon Claw. Don't have any shields here, so all they have to do is get to the Earthquake. There's a good chance they're going to shield this because they're probably close to an Earthquake. Yep, makes sense. Which is fine with me, because they'll throw the Earthquake. They'll probably swap out after this because of the fact that if they don't, then my Giratina will just farm it down. So I'm going to wait to see what they're swapping in. Hopefully something my Swampert can beat. Uh-oh, that's not great. They have a Giratina of their own, so this matchup is not going to go as smoothly as I prefer. I think it benefits me a bit that they're running Dragon Breath. They won't be able to spam charge moves as quickly. I'll be able to get to... Okay, so this is iffy. I don't know if he can commit to the Dragon Breath down. If he can commit to the Dragon Breath down, then I'm pretty screwed here. I can land this Earthquake and then throw a Dragon Claw at his Giratina to take it out and farm down his Swampert. I have to get to the... Okay, that's fine. Because if I threw the Hydro Cannon, it wasn't going to take this Giratina low enough. I figure, though, he probably overfarmed here, and I'm not even dead. Oh, okay, I couldn't even get off the Hydro Cannon there. Okay, this will hopefully take out their Giratina. I don't even know anymore. I get so stressed, so I don't really... Oh, no! Oh, wow! Wow, they had to be close to a Dragon Claw there. They had to have been close to a Dragon Claw there. So, luckily my Dragon Breath was able to take it out. And we take game one. Yo, I'm already stressed. We take game one of, again, the most stressful set that I've done in Go Battle League to date. So you can see that, bottom right corner, 2,718. That was good enough to put me 50th on the leaderboards. I still have 2 more sets after this one for today. So hopefully this goes well, and then my next set, 2 sets go well. But at that point, I guess I'm just being greedy. Either way, I'm hyped, and I figure, you know, you guys are the best people to try and share these matches with. Especially since, again, like I said, it got me top 50, so, like, you know, the next set after that, it's going to either go really well or go really poorly. Winning the first match is a nice start. I will honestly be satisfied with a 2 and 3. I know that'll hurt my ranking. Even going 3 and 2 will probably hurt my rating, to be honest. But as long as I can manage 2 wins, ooh, and that's the other issue. See how much lower my opponent's rating is? That also is part of the reason why you'd go down for like a 3 and 2 when you're up this high. But, alright, we got Giratina on a Poliwrath. This is another positive lead. Even though the Ice Punches will hurt me after a while, I'm pretty confident I still win this. So, I'm going to play this out. I'm going to Dragon Breath the Poliwrath. I'm going to go for a Dragon Claw here. But, yeah, honestly, as long as I can, like... The whole thing is I'll go down for a 2 and 3, absolutely, but it won't, like, tank my rating down, which is why, like... Now I'm saying, like, a lot. This was not the swap. Actually... No, this wasn't the swap, because Cresselia can then counter the Poliwrath. I should have probably brought in Swampert. This is definitely a body swim. Body swim. A body slam. This is a body slam. Alright. Luckily, Cresselia can tank a bunch of them. I'm going to get to Moonblast. Hopefully get the debuff. Moonblast does do a decent chunk to Snorlax. But, what was my point? Oh, a 2 and 3, as much as it will lower my rating more than it would at any other rating. Like if I was in the 2500s or around there, 2 and 3 typically lowers you about like 10 points. When you're up here, 2 and 3 might lower you like 20 points. But again, that's still not as bad as getting like a 1 and 4 or an 0 and 5 or like a battle to you win essentially, where that would lower you like anywhere from like 35, 40 to like 60 points, depending on how far down the line you go for the battle to you win to. Oof, double debuff. Okay, that's pretty big. I'm gonna actually still shield Body Slam. Oh, we CMP time. I'm gonna still shield one, even though it's double debuffed. Just because I would still like to win out switch advantage here. And as much as it's going to do super minimal damage, those licks are super effective, and even though there's no stab, they're starting to add up. So, let's try and make sure I can keep switch advantage. They committed 2 shields. Imagine. Yo, I did not just get 3 debuffs in a row. That is wild. That is absolutely insane. And the craziest part here is I got 3 debuffs. Cresselia is not the Mon to bring in against Snorlax in this situation. I would have survived that one too, but again, I should have went for a Future Sight. This was a mistake. If this doesn't kill, I just messed up this match by not going for a Future Sight. I was kind of expecting a swap, to be honest. Didn't take it out. Oh, no! I messed up this match. Just messed up this match. Should have went for the Future Sight. I honestly can't believe he got to that Body Slam. This is triple debuff. Any chance I survived this? And now I'm dead. I survived it though. Let's get some energy on Swampert. That was a mistake. I should have went for the Future Sight. Future Sight gets stabbed, and it does a little bit more damage than Moonblast. That was just very poor play on my part. Big mistake, big mistake. It's going to obviously bring in Poliwrath, which makes sense. It's going to throw a Dynamic Punch. This was such a big mistake. This is going to cost me this match. I don't know what he has in the back, but this is going to cost me this match. I want to get... Did you see that? I swear I went to swap. I went to swap there. I swear I went to swap. I mean, yeah, oh yeah, that 100% cost me this match. Yep, GG. That's a tough loss to take. That's a tough loss, because that was such a silly mistake. Like, I knew better. I was at the Future Sight. That's frustrating. That was a mistake on my part. Learn the lesson. No shields, you go for Future Sight in that specific situation because you can get to it. Honestly, I'm not even going to throw the Hydro Cannon. Try me down. Good plays. Very smart play on their part. Losing switch advantage was huge there. But it's okay. 1-1 in the set. Still have 3 more matches. Lost it because of a mistake on my part. So, we'll take it, we'll learn from it, and let's hope for the best for the rest of these sets. Let's hope I can at least get 1 more win out of these next 3 battles. Alright, let's get into this 3rd match, and let's try to avoid any more really obvious mistakes like that one. So, hoping for the best here. 1-1 in the set. Wait for the opponent to load up. Whew. Continue, guys, to let me know. Ooh, alright, this opponent's much closer in rating. Continue, guys, to let me know in the comment section what teams you've been running. I definitely do want to, I mean, I can't stress it enough. I want to test out other teams. You're probably sick of hearing me say it, to be honest. But, oh, and there's some spice. Speaking of things I want to try out, is Obstagoon. Alright, so this matchup's very interesting because of the fact that I'm running Dragon Breath and not Shadow Claw. It's not resisting my quick move damage. And I'm definitely not going to shield the first Night Slash in case it gets a buff. I would prefer to shield later Night Slashes. And if he gets the buff, I am pretty screwed in this situation. And the worst part is, I don't really have a hard counter for it. Like, Cresselia has Moonblast that would deal super effective damage to an Obstagoon, but it takes a lot longer to get there. I get outpaced by Obstagoon getting to that move. So I'm not going to shield this one either because the counter's literally doing no damage. I have Dragon Breaths. I'm going to let him get to this Night Slash here. And I'm pretty sure he didn't shield the first one. He didn't get the boost either, which is positive. And then on top of it, like, Swampert's not exactly the best counter either, because if he gets a buff, then the amount of damage his charge moves are doing are so increased that Swampert has a hard time tanking them. Alright, so here's the plan now. He didn't get any buffs, which is positive. He's not going to get to another Night Slash. I'm just going to win out this matchup, essentially, because he decided not to shield. I'm going to shield this one, and then I'm going to commit to the Dragon Breath farm down. Have a little bit of extra energy. My opponent has a Charmer here. This is fine-ish. I'm not going to swap out for obvious reasons. I don't want to... My main counter for this is going to be Cresselia, so I don't want to get that locked on something else. I'd rather him just throw 3 charms, take down my Giratina. I am at a shield disadvantage, which is a problem. I'm going to bring in Cresselia here. I'm going to have to shield the Moonblast because there's a good chance my opponent decides to shield both of my charge moves. I mean, Swampert could do good damage against Clefable too. It's not like I'm having, alright, I'm not going to shield any of my charge moves. Interesting. Well, now I'm not going to shield because of the fact that they didn't shield. And if he's able, or she's able to charm me down, then what my plan is going to be here is to farm down whatever remaining health she has on her Clefable if it's able to charm me down. It's really not looking, knock on wood, that likely. So alright, not committing any shields. What's your last Pokemon? Okay, this is a problem. Alright, I'm probably going to lose this. Oh no. Debuff? 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 I'm going to shield. I don't have a choice but to shield this. Can I please get a debuff? Now I'm relying on the debuff. This is not ideal. Honestly, even having switch advantage, you know, like I had, and I essentially won the first 2 matchups. If you don't have shield advantage, that's a big issue for my team. I can't be at this kind of shield disadvantage. So I'm down 1 shield. I did not get the debuff. I'm not going to let myself get farmed down. Now I got to play the bait game, and it's not a fun game to play in Ultra League. And I feel like it's super obvious that my Earthquake's going to, or it's super obvious I need to bait, but then when I think it's super obvious and I throw the Earthquake, it ends up getting shielded anyway. I'm just going to go for the Earthquake. It's just so obvious I need to bait. And honestly, I kind of need to land 2 Earthquakes. So I'm not getting to another Moonblast on Cresselia. Alright, that's positive. Now I'm just going to throw Hydro Cannons, and yeah, I'm going to lose this. This is unfortunate. Yeah, here, that's another weakness of this team. Like, honestly, like, even when you run the meta, there's no perfect team here. And a Giratina in the back definitely gives the back of my team a hard time. Like, my Giratina with Dragon Breath would beat their Giratina, but because of the pure fact that I faced it in the back, darn. Alright, GG. Good plays. Because, honestly, I could probably get Shadow Claw down at this point. Can't even get to the Hydro Cannon. Alright. So that's another weakness of this team. I'm going to get Shadow Claw down, which is very unfortunate. Oh, he's going to throw a Dragon Claw just to be safe, or she's going to throw it just to be safe. I don't blame her. So now we're going to be 1 and 2 in the set. Totally okay. I mean, it's unfortunate, you know. You're getting my raw live reactions. I'm not happy about losing, so I'm not gonna be like, woohoo! I'm 1 and 2 right now. But it happens. It's a part of the game. Like I said, I'm hoping honestly that I can just salvage this and make this a 2 and 3 set. Obviously, I know I would have been the happiest with a 5 and 0 or a 4 and 1. I'd still be happy with a 3 and 2. That's still possible here. Can still salvage it. Never giving up. Still got 2 more matches. Let me not get too negative. I apologize. You know, these sets, they could affect you. You know, in a way that I just don't like losing. I'm a competitive person. So when I'm playing certain matches and I start to lose, it's going to change the tone of my voice to an extent. But again, even if the rest of the set goes poorly, I still have 2 more sets after this to try and make up whatever ends up being lost. So please don't take this the wrong way. Never be salty towards my opponents. Things match up the way they match up. I get the unluck of the draw, or I get outplayed, or I make a mistake. It's part of the game. It's going to happen. I'm going to lose. Happens to all of us. Got to learn from it. And that's one thing I would like to change about this current team that I'm running. It's just the fact that it's so weak to Giratina Altered in the back. It's what else is it kind of weak to? It's weak to like a shift tree in the back, but I really haven't. Let's knock on wood here, because now I'm gonna run into a shift tree, especially because it's taking a while to find an opponent. There we go, catching with Matt. But I'm trying to think of what else this team is pretty weak to in the back. Definitely has its strengths. It definitely has like 2 counters for Registeel. I was about to say that as it pops up. That's pretty funny. Because Giratina Altered, let's show this matchup. I got questions about this, not really in the comment section of my last video, but I got questions on how I play out a Registeel lead. And essentially, Giratina Altered with Dragon Breath, even with Shadow Claw, Giratina Altered can beat a Registeel. It's just not like a fun matchup to play out because it doesn't like wall Registeel or anything like that, or beat it easily. Essentially, what has to happen here is I need to shield one of these flash cannons, and I need to hope that my opponent either doesn't know any better or just decides not to shield any of my my first 2 Shadow Sneaks. If my opponent doesn't shield either of these first 2 Shadow Sneaks, then I can win out this matchup. If my opponent shields this next Shadow Sneak, then honestly, I'm not really too sure how I play it out. I think I end up just losing. But typically, I mean, let me not jinx it. I jinx a lot of stuff. Yeah, let me just be quiet on this one. Let's throw the Shadow Sneak and hope they don't shield. But either way, as long as I get the Registeel pretty low, alright, they didn't shield. As long as I get the Registeel pretty low, and even if I lose this, my Swampert can come in. But the issue with winning this is that I'm going to be at a shield disadvantage if my opponent decides not to use any shields on their Registeel, which has happened before. And like we saw in literally the last match, even though I have switch advantage, yes, I'm going for a Dragon Claw here on purpose, but even if I have switch advantage, if I'm at a shield disadvantage, I could still lose a match pretty hard. I mean, that was kind of close. But now here, I know from experience that I can Dragon Breath this Registeel down before it gets to the Flash Cannon. It's getting a little bit closer than I would have preferred. Alright, they got their own Giratina Altered. Here's another Giratina Altered in the back. What did I just say my team's weakness is? So, I mean, I also mentioned Shift Tree, so imagine if that popped up. Now, what's my best route here, honestly? I really don't have one. I mean, because it's Giratina Altered and the Shadow Sneaks as much as they're super effective, don't do the most damage to Cresselia. I'm going to bring in Cresselia here. But this kind of tells my opponent that I don't really have the best answers for their Giratina Altered in the back. So they'll probably commit 2 shields as much as a Moonblast would hurt a Giratina Altered. And they have energy advantage on me too, which is a bit of a problem. But I'm going to go for this Moonblast. I could use one of those 3 debuffs I got on that Snorlax since, you know, that clearly didn't help me there. I could use one of those now. No? Alright. It's understandable. Getting 3 in a row. Probably due to not get any more for the rest of the match. That's deserved. That's how 30% RNG works. So, let's wait for the Shadow Sneak to come through. See, it adds up. The Shadow Claws also add up. I feel like something's been a little bit, not really laggy, but I feel like more recently there have been issues with after a charge move being sent. I don't know if you guys noticed this too. I'm very happy. Ooh. Ooh. I hope the Shadow Sneak takes me out. Because if it doesn't, that's a problem. It doesn't take me out. Lowering its attack. Okay. Twinsies. Here's another thing. You're going to see it on the screen. So, my Swampert, I'm in love with it because it's a Pundo. But typically what a Pundo is, it's a PvP Hundo. And that means that it has a 0 attack stat for the most part. Usually PvP Hundos have 0 attack stats. Which just means that I lose all the CMP matchups because of that more recent update. So as much as my Swampert has the best possible stats for Ultra League, it loses a lot of CMP matchups, and it's bound to lose this one unless my opponent has an IV of 0 and then the way it translates. Because it's not just specifically based on the IV, it's also based on how that IV, based on the Pokemon's level, then translates into its actual attack stat. I can't really get the breakdown right now. I also don't completely know it 100%. But yep, there we go. He even beat me to it. How did he beat me to it? He got like a whole extra mud shot. How'd that happen? Well, this is GG here, because I'm going to go down, And now I'm going to bring in my Cresselia, and he's going to beat me to my charge move anyway. So now he probably couldn't have farmed me down. Mudshot would have gotten me to like 1 HP, and then I would have gotten to the Moonblast, and then Giratina just would have beaten me. But darn. Alright, it's a tough one. It's a good match. Timer almost ran out. Oof, my god, these Ultra League battles take so long. I don't know how long this video is going to... Well, no, this really shouldn't have too much of an effect on how long the video is. Alright, so 1-3 right now. And now we're getting into the 5th and final match of the set, and we are hoping, or I am hoping, that I can salvage it and get that 2-3 that I was asking for in the beginning of the video. You know, typically, like I've said in my other live battle videos, you know, when I do these live recordings with you guys, they usually go pretty well, but this was bound to happen, and considering my rating being at 2718, you're going to face tough opponents, you're going to face tough teams. This person has a higher rating than me, so respect to that. And you're going to take your losses. Like, if anything that you can learn from this video is that even people up here have poor sets and lose matches and like go 2-3, 1-4, 0-5. Okay, so I won lead there. Cresselia on Gyarados is not the best thing in the world, but it's also not the worst thing in the world, because the Moonblasts do hurt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shield this first crunch. It's super effective. Gyarados does not get stabbed on these crunches because Gyarados is not a dark type. Okay, I really hope that that was just a visual thing, and my Psycho Cut did go through, because he just got a few Dragon Breaths in there while my Cresselia was kind of sitting there, and I was waiting for my Charge Room to go through. I would really love an attack debuff here. I need to kind of keep Switch Advantage. I would prefer for my, what would I prefer? I prefer Giratina landing on a Escavalier. I'm not going to show this crunch, though. You'll see right now how much it does. Honestly, as much as that's a super effective move, like I said, Gyarados doesn't get stab on it, so it doesn't hurt like that badly for it being super effective. I got the debuff now, which is nice, so I probably should have shielded the second one. But these Dragon Breaths are not going to take me out, and I am able to outpace my opponent. I think it's a guy. Outpace him to my next charge move. Now the question is, how badly do you want Switch Advantage? Not that badly. Okay, good. So now, are you going to come in, try and farm me up with a Escavalier, or come and farm me up with something else? I don't want to give up Switch Advantage. I just really hope whatever the third Pokemon is, it's weak to Swampert. Oh, it's their Escavalier. Alright, they can't counter me down. They're going to have to go for a Drill Run. He's going to overcharge. Maybe he's going to counter me down. Okay, maybe that's what he's going to commit to. This Moonblast does like a quarter of Escavalier's health, a quarter to a third, so I could understand the logic there. So you see that, but now your attack just got debuffed, which means you could really just farm me up more here. Should I have taken out Cresselia? They got to be like at 100 energy right now. But attack is dropped, so that's a positive, because if he doesn't swap out and throws the Drill Runs, they're not going to hurt as much. Mega Horn's resisted. Either, was it Ghost that resists Bug, or Dragon that resists Bug? One of those resists Bug. You want to throw Drill Run if you're a Escavalier, and that does not hurt as much as it could have, and no, this isn't... I don't know how this is going to play out. This is really close. This is really tough. Like, I won lead hard, and then these next two matchups were a bit close. Where are we at shields-wise? We won a piece. These Hydrocans also don't do much, and I want to fire these off as quickly as possible in case the Moonblast comes through and I get debuffed. I'm happy also, one mistake on his part. I'm going to shield this. No debuff? Oh, nice, no debuff. Okay. One mistake on his part was he probably should have just swapped out as a Escavalier and with all that energy, and then waited till later to throw a Drill Run because of the fact that his attack was reduced. That really makes a big difference here, and if I win by a little bit of HP, that's going to be exactly why I won by a little bit of HP. I really do want to get the shield, though. So, let's see. This could be a future sight. It is a future sight. Like I said, does more damage. Cresselia gets stab on it. But he was going to need 2 charge moves to take me out either way, so I don't know if that was really like the most efficient way to go about it, where you could have also gotten a debuff. Because now I should... Oh, good swap. Oh, good swap. And I lost CMP. Wow, that was played really well, and I still survived. Oh, one thing, I don't know if anybody's talked about this. You can know if a charge is going to take out your Pokemon or not if you check the bottom right corner. If you see that arrow there, whatever is coming at you, your Pokemon is going to survive that. And if you don't see the arrow there, that means whatever the charge move is going to take you out. So I don't know if anybody knew about that, or I mean, let me rephrase that. I'm not Mr. Christopher Columbus over here. I did not discover that. But what was my point? Hold up. My point is, I don't know if anybody's really mentioned it in YouTube videos. I try to keep up to date with YouTube videos, but there's a lot of YouTubers, especially now these days. A lot of people have been coming out like myself recently because of how popular Go Battle League is. So I don't know if anybody's mentioned that before, so I'm not saying I'm the first one to mention it, but I definitely want to throw that out there. If a charge move's coming at you, you can know if you're going to survive it or not if you check the bottom right corner of your screen. I'm pointing the wrong way, I forget the camera's always flipped on me, but if you check the bottom right corner of your game screen and the arrow's there, you're surviving whatever the charge move is. So keep that in mind, and if you don't see the arrow there, your Pokemon's dying to whatever that charge move is. So check that out. Similar to how like I tell you guys to check, I'm pointing the wrong way again. You know, maybe I point the right way, I think. Whatever. If you check the top right corner, you can know what Pokemon essentially, like what type of Pokemon is about to come in when somebody switches on you before you actually see the Pokemon. Similar logic for the bottom right corner. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. And I salvaged a 2 and 3, and I've never been more happy about a 2 and 3 set in my life. I still have 2 more sets, so hopefully, however low this gets me, and you guys are going to find out how low a 2 and 3 gets you in the 2700 rating range right now. This got me, what was I at? I was at 2718, and now I'm at 2696, so about 422 points. So 22 points for a 2 and 3 is about standard for being at like the higher echelon of the rating pool. So now you guys saw that firsthand essentially, but I will take it. A 1 and 4 would have hurt me a lot worse, and I would have went 0 and 5. I would have been very sad about my rating. But either way, that was a pretty solid set for the great English, I know, right? That was a pretty solid 2 and 3 set, and I will take it. Whew! I will take that 2 and 3. That was a stressful set. Like I said, didn't completely kill my rating. 2696, very respectable rating to be at. I still have 2 more sets after this, so hopefully those do go positively and I can get myself back up there. Either way, they were exciting. I was happy to share them with you guys. We saw some more strengths of the team where I was winning certain leads. We saw some more weaknesses of the team, like Giratina altered in the back, and you saw that even players of my rating still make mistakes like that. Like nobody's playing perfect 100% of the time when it comes to Go Battle League battles. And again, I can't stress enough, it's important to just try and learn from it and be like, you know what, don't do that next time. And then hopefully when next time comes around, you're not too distracted by the battle and you remember your previous experience. Either way, throw me some more teams in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video.